Hey there, I'm excited to show you my web application that I built using Python and Streamlit in order to create a data visualization for unicorn companies. And just to give you a little bit background, Unicorn Company is a company that's been evaluated by investors to be worth at least $1 billion. So obviously a high mark for companies that they'd want to be able to reach. And usually that means a close proximity to either getting IPO'd as a company or going public on the stock market. So this is some data analysis that I've done in a previous week, and I've applied it to this web application that allows someone to be able to go to this web application and be able to view the unicorns per country or per city in the US. While current development is underway and I'm looking to eventually create this to have more user input and them to select their own city, I thought this is still a cool thing to be able to see on the web, to be able to say, well, I want to see, let's say just go to per country at first. So I created this using pandas in Python with Altair charts that allow you to save this image in whatever format you'd like, as well as using Streamlit. I was able to do a CSS that's really based on what's the name for it? Oh, yes, of Markdown. And so as you can see, this one is a unicorn company visualizer per country, and then a little bit of a intro to what it is. And then per country, it lists how many unicorn companies exist. As you can see, the legends are both showing for that. My next step is to make it a little bit more interactive with being able to hover over that with some more user input. But you can go to the second page here on the navigation bar, which of course can be exited, or you can expand it. And let's go per city. So then again, the same title, except it's shown as per city for the US. And you can see the same with the x-axis and the y-axis, the x-axis being the place and the y being the amount of unicorn companies per city. We are just absolutely packed on the front end with San Francisco, then New York, and then it really just drops off to some of these other cities like main metros of Boston and Chicago. Really, really interesting. And of course, we have Lehigh and Salt Lake City right here in the 4 area. We used to have more, but they keep getting IPO'd or put on the stock market. So that's a good thing. So let's go over to my code. I wanted to show you, there's my README. So this main file, what it does is it connects my 2 other files, which Unicorn 1 and Unicorn 2. Unicorn 1 does all the analysis for the country, for the country graph, as well as Unicorn 2 does everything for the analysis for the city graph. So what main does is it uses Streamlit to be able to call my little dictionary here, to call each of the keys, and then to access each of these files and the 2 functions I made in each file. And then it actually runs the app from here. Really, really simple and intuitive. If we go to the Unicorn 1, which is analyzing my country, what it does is I'm declaring the function of an app, and then I'm opening the CSV file, which I have saved over here. And what I'm doing is I'm using a data frame using pandas, reading it in. I'm dropping the things in my rows that I don't want, the ones that don't have any information. And then I'm actually making an Altair chart using the software Altair, the package I should say, and using the country as the x-axis and the count of that many countries as the y-axis, and then combining it with another Altair use to make text on my graph. And then finally using Streamlit to write it to the screen, and then calling it from my main function. And the same goes for my unicorn. So what I'm going to do here is I'll run it. Let's see if I can move this. So I'll run this one more time. Let me exit that and I'll run it. And what I'll do is I'll say Streamlit run main.py. Hit enter, and it's now viewable in my browser. And there we go. It shows my company visualizer and per city. That's my app. Hope you liked it, and see you soon.